When they set him up as a joke, everyone thought the single dad janitor would embarrass himself. But when the deaf commander raised his hand, nobody expected the janitor's response to leave the entire hall in tears. The school auditorium buzzed with laughter as the senior students decorated the stage for Military Appreciation Day. Among them stood Horace, the single dad janitor no one truly noticed. He moved quietly, sweeping the stage, fixing lights, wiping chairs, doing 100 little things that kept the place alive. His daughter, Aisha, was in 7th grade, bright, hardworking, and the only reason he worked triple shifts without ever complaining. But the students, especially the seniors, they never saw him as more than a shadow. That afternoon, 2 boys, Samir and Fahad, whispered while pointing at Horace. "Imagine pairing him with the guest of honor commander," Samir snickered. "He won't even understand anything. The commander is deaf, and this janitor probably can't speak properly." Fahad grinned. "It'll be hilarious. Let's set it up. Everyone needs entertainment." They spread the rumor around. Today's main stage demonstration? Horace the janitor and Commander Zion. People laughed. Teachers thought it was odd but assumed maybe Horace volunteered. Horace himself didn't even know what was happening. He simply kept working. When Commander Zion arrived, silence swept the auditorium. He was tall, calm, dignified. His eyes, sharp yet gentle, moved carefully as he read lips and signed with the interpreter beside him. Students saluted him awkwardly, unsure how to behave around a deaf officer. Meanwhile, Aisha found her father backstage. "Abu, why are you on the list for stage demonstration? Did you agree?" Horace frowned. "No, Beta. I'm only here to clean." But before he could ask further, a teacher rushed over. "Horace, you're needed on stage in 5 minutes for the communication activity with Commander Zion. Please cooperate." Aisha's eyes widened in fear. "Abu, I think this is a prank." But Horace didn't want to embarrass her. He placed his hand gently on her head. "Beta, even if it is a prank, we respond with dignity. Let's see what Allah has written." He stepped onto the stage. Students held their breaths, expecting a disaster. Commander Zion turned toward him, studying the janitor quietly. The interpreter signed the instructions. "Sir, this man has been selected to show how communication works without hearing. You will sign something, and he will attempt to respond." Students snickered. Someone whispered loudly, "He'll fail in 2 seconds." But something unexpected happened. Commander Zion signed slowly, gracefully. And Horace stunned everyone by responding to the sign perfectly. The auditorium froze. The commander blinked, surprised. He signed again, faster. Horace answered again, fluid and accurate, his hands speaking a language few knew he understood. The laughter died completely. Aisha, backstage, covered her mouth in shock, tears gathering. Samir and Fahad stared, pale and speechless. Then Commander Zion stepped forward, placed both hands on Horace's shoulders, and signed 5 words slow enough that even the interpreter choked up as he translated. "Where did you learn this?" The entire auditorium leaned in. And Horace finally spoke. "My wife was deaf. I learned sign language so I could tell her everything, even the things she couldn't hear." The hall fell silent, painfully silent. Not from pity, but from the weight of truth. Horace wasn't a joke. He was a man who had loved deeply and lost quietly. Commander Zion's eyes softened, shimmering with emotion. For the first time that day, he smiled. The prank was no longer a prank. It had become the beginning of something extraordinary. The commander asked for a chair. The school scrambled to bring one, but he gently guided Horace to sit instead. Students gasped, no one had ever seen a military officer give such respect to a janitor. Commander Zion signed again, and the interpreter translated as his voice trembled. "You speak sign better than many trained cadets. Your hands move with emotion. You learn not as a skill, but out of love." Horace lowered his eyes. His voice cracked. "My wife passed away 5 years ago. I kept the language because it reminds me of her. It reminds me that even silence can be full of meaning. A few girls in the audience began wiping their eyes. The commander nodded. He signed something longer, more personal. The interpreter hesitated before speaking. His voice broke a little. Your strength, your dignity, they humble me. People judged you because of your job, but your heart speaks louder than any uniform. The hall became so quiet one could hear breaths. Then Commander Zion turned sharply toward the students who had mocked Horace. His gaze, even without sound, was powerful enough to cut. He signed something firm, and the interpreter translated. Respect is not earned by rank. It is earned by character. Samir and Fahad lowered their heads, ashamed. Suddenly, Commander Zion asked a teacher for permission to address the audience directly in sign language. Cameras rolled. Students leaned forward. Everyone felt something big was about to happen. The commander signed slowly, beautifully. Today you saw a man speak a language of love. Not a janitor. Not a lower-class worker. A father. A husband. A human being with more depth than you imagined. He turned to Horace again. And now, I request something from you. Will you teach sign language here in this school? I want these children to learn empathy, not just words. Gasps. Total silence. Then one by one, students stood. The entire hall rose to its feet. A standing ovation for the janitor they once ignored. Aisha ran toward her father, hugging him tightly. Abu, they finally see you. Tears streamed down Horace's face. He had never asked for recognition. He had only wanted to do his job and raise his daughter with dignity. Commander Zion lifted Aisha's chin gently, signing. Your father is a hero. The audience broke down. Tears, applause, sniffles. The prank that was meant to humiliate ended up revealing a man stronger than anyone knew. And as the applause thundered, the commander leaned toward Horace and signed the final words that would make the video go viral across the world. Silence never stopped you. And today, your silence taught them to listen. The lights dimmed. The hall kept clapping. And for the first time in years, Horace felt seen not as a janitor, not as a target for jokes, but as a man whose quiet strength changed an entire hall full of hearts.